Have you ever wondered what assets, liabilities, and equity mean? In simple terms, assets are anything you own with value. It could be a car, a house, or your favorite pair of shoes. Liabilities, on the other hand, are what you owe to others. If you borrow money to buy those shoes, that's a liability. Then there's equity, a simple yet often misunderstood concept. It's the value left after subtracting liabilities from assets. It's essentially the true value of everything you own. Now that we've covered the basics, let's dive deeper. This video will explore these financial components further, breaking each down to make them more understandable. This video will aim to illustrate the terms for you while shedding light on the uses of these components. Stay tuned for a better understanding for these financial terms. Imagine you're a farmer with a piece of land, a tractor, and some crops. Now in this world, these terms, the land, the tractor, and the crops, are all assets. But what exactly does that mean? Well, when we talk about assets, we're referring to things of value that you own. They're not just items you possess for the sake of just having them. They're more than that. They have the potential to generate income or can be sold for cash. For instance, the land can be used to grow crops, which can be sold for profit. The tractor can be used to maintain the land, ensuring it stays productive. Even the crops themselves, once harvested, can be sold for cash. Each of these items holds value and has the potential to bring you income. So in essence, assets are things you own that can bring you money. Now, remember that tractor you have as a farmer? Suppose you didn't buy it outright, but you're making monthly payments on it. This is where liabilities come in play. You see, a liability in the simplest terms is something you owe to someone else. It's a debt you're obligated to pay off. So in our tractor scenario, you owe money for that tractor, and that's a liability. Each month when you make a payment on that tractor, you're reducing your liability. It's like chipping away at a mountain, bit by bit, until eventually you paid it all off. But it's not just the tractor or physical things that can be liabilities. Credit card debt, mortgage, student loans, and even unpaid bills are all examples of liabilities. They're all things that you're obligated to pay off. So when you look at the finances, remember this: liabilities, simply put, are debts you need to pay off. As a farmer, after selling your crops, you pay off your tractor's monthly installment. What's left is your profit. Now let's imagine the profit as equity. You see, in the world of finance, equity is the value that remains once you subtracted all your liabilities or debts from your assets, the things you own. Think of it this way. You got a pie, and that pie represents everything you own, your assets. Now, you owe a slice of that pie to someone else. That's your liabilities. What's left of the pie, that's your equity. It's the piece of the pie that you truly own and can claim as your own. So, if you sell all your assets, your entire pie, and use the money to pay off all your liabilities, all those owed slices, what you have left is your equity. Equity, therefore, is what's truly yours after selling all your debts. So, as a farmer, you have assets like your land, tractor, and crops. These are the resources that provide future economic benefits. But you also have liabilities, like those pesky tractor payments. Liabilities are obligations that you're expected to pay off, and that's not to forget about your equity. That's the profit you're left with after paying off the tractor or any other debts. Think of your assets, liabilities, and equity as components of a financial ecosystem. They all interact and balance each other out, much like the elements of nature on a farm. Understanding these terms and how they work together is important, not just for farmers, but anyone trying to navigate the financial landscape. Assets increase your financial strength. Liabilities require careful management, and equity provides a measure of financial health. And there you have it. Assets, liabilities, and equity put in simple words. Remember, in the world of finance, knowledge is the greatest asset of all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something.